Do you
Yeah.
remember the lady, there was like an astronaut who was like stalking her ex or something. I don't even know if they dated. I think it might have been like they hooked up once and she was
Oh,
obsessed with him and she drove across country. She was an astronaut. I think they were both astronauts. And she drove across country to Florida. I don't know if it was to kill him or to kill his like girlfriend, but she wore Depends so that she would not have to stop. So she could literally just be a baby and poop herself in the car. You still have to change that because I think she went from Texas to Florida. Like that's like a
she did 900 miles. I just pulled this up. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. When you're driving, what are you doing? I
I
can't
I
stop
don't
for
know.
bathroom breaks. This diaper's full. Just whip it out the window and like,
God.
What was that?
And I've got crappy windshield wipers, so I would probably be the one who drives off a cliff,
yeah, it
but
just
on
sticks on the
accident.
window. You're like, oh no. Yeah, damn these weak wipers. Yeah.
That would actually be on track though. Like when I said like I wanted a weird death, that would
Yeah.
probably have been like if like
Yep.
Amanda got hit by a diaper full of poop and drove her car off a cliff because she couldn't see.
Yeah.
That's
like,
acceptable. That's the scariest way to die for me. I think I might have said this before, but plummeting to my death is like you can't do anything. You just see it coming and you just have to be like, well, cool. That's why I don't like roller coasters. I'm like, why is this fun? This is mimicking my worst fear.
yeah, they're like, oh man, I can't wait to be reminded of my own morality. Well, that too. Mortality by plummeting down this hill at ridiculous speeds and hoping that they built this thing correctly so that it doesn't go off the rails and kill us all.
I don't know. Maybe I think about death way too much, but like the fact that like during I don't know if what YouTube will allow me to say, but during the Rona, when people are like, "Oh my God, I could die," and I'm like, I felt like that Miller's meme where it's like, "Wait, you guys don't think about death all the time? Like, is
Yeah.
this not what we were
I
all doing the whole
Yeah,
time?"
first time, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
like
funny. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I had a lot of like weird like premature deaths growing up. That sounds like I had them. Like this is like my ninth life or something.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh man, that one time I almost drove off a cliff but didn't." This story about this lady that drove, this is kind of crazy.
It was a couple years ago, wasn't it? Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, this happened in 2007. Yeah, they made a movie about it called Lucy in the Sky.
Lucy in the Sky is not the title I would pick for a woman who drives across the country in diapers to like kill her ex-boyfriend. That's like
Yeah.
a very whimsical title for something. I'd be like, I don't know, trashy space bitch.
It's so crazy. You have to be really smart to like become an astronaut. But apparently, that doesn't mean that you have the emotional intelligence not to
Right.
drive 900 miles and shit in a diaper.
She could have been somebody who just drove 900 miles and had to stop a bunch on her murder plot, but she's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, so she
No.
actually technically was showing smarts, just also insanity.
She's like, I'm an
And
astronaut. I've shit in these before.
yeah. Well, and also like she brought like Tang and like all those like the dehydrated ice cream on her trip. She's like, I'm ready.
She's ready to go.
Don't piss off any lady astronauts.
Yeah,
I
or
guess
just
that's the moral.
yeah, she kind of set the tone. Like, hey, man, you mess around with lady astronauts, they may just drive 900 miles and shit in a diaper to kill you or attack you.
It definitely does not help the whole like we want women in STEM fields, we want women in positions of power. We're like, we're not going to be emotional. It's like,
Yeah,
God damn it, Lisa.
yeah. Like you set the tone now. Look what you did. Yeah.
They're like, no, they're gonna ban us from space.
I don't remember where it was, but I remember reading about this where they have women and men separate on like space stations because of the implications of like getting pregnant in space because they're
Space
on there for
baby.
so long and they're like, yeah, like we don't know what to do. Like what happens, like, you get pregnant and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
this baby was conceived in space. So it's not like technically like if you conceived a baby on the International Space Station, who does it then belong to? What citizenship does it have?
I like that we're worried about how we're gonna tax the baby. We're like, which country gets to
Yeah.
take this baby's
Well,
30% of their
that's what the government's thinking. It's like, hey, listen, somebody's got to get this baby's money. I'm just more wondered, like, who does, because, like, if you're born to American parents on, like, a naval base in, like, another country, technically it's still American, but,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, what is the citizenship? Space?
I mean, yeah, I guess it'd be the first like legit case of aliens. Like when he came back to Earth, we'd be like, "Oh, we've been invaded," and then people
Yeah,
would
we've
attack
been,
the baby.
yeah, they're like, this, the United States is like, we've been planning the Space Force thing for a long time, and now we finally get to use it because there's an alien on our planet here.
I'm wondering if pregnancy would be easier in space because you don't have gravity. So like you
Yeah,
wouldn't like would you not swell as much or would you swell more? Like I don't know. I'm wondering if it'd be like easier.
I kind of wonder like how that would work. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, here it is right here. I never thought I'd read this out loud. NASA's official space, sex, and conception policies, which forbids astronauts from getting it on. NASA's official policy forbids sex and conception in space. It says sex and in parentheses conception in space.
I like that there's a like an HR lady in space. Like she's
Yeah.
not an astronaut. She just sits there at a desk and it's just
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
stop boning, guys.
yeah,
Like
I'm
this-
pretty sure some of you guys are having some issues. We need to stop that.
Right. We
Yeah.
need to report these. We need to file them with management. We need to go through the correct processes.
Yeah, the NASA's concerned that somebody will suffer an unintended pregnancy in space, opening up the messiest possible questions around reproductive health and the well-being of an unborn fetus in an off-world environment. This is the thing. It doesn't sound like, hey, we're really concerned for the baby or the astronaut. NASA's like, we just don't want to deal with this, guys. It's a lot. That's a lot of paperwork. We have it, but we don't want to file it.
Right. It's like, I don't care about your plans for the future, Brenda.
Yeah,
Or
like
Lisa, or
listen,
whatever your name is.
yeah, no, it's Brenda now. Yeah, because Lisa got put in jail, so now it's Brenda. That's the next one. Yeah. Oh, wow. This article kept going, and I just kept kind of slightly scrolling down. Apparently, according to one astronaut, a NASA astronaut, his name is Mike Mullane. He would wake up with erections that could have drilled through kryptonite.
TMI Mike. Or wait, what's his name, Mike?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I was talking to you. I was like,
Well, yeah, I'm detecting patterns and names and stuff now. Yeah. As long as your name isn't Lisa, you could probably get away with a lot. This guy said there's another astronaut, he was a NASA engineer, never mind, who said that sex in space is overrated. He said the number of positions is cut in half, and then you have to add in tie downs and restraints. And then he said, well, on second thought, never mind.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. We can make this work.
Aren't there certain spots on the spaceship that are like, do they have like a decompression or whatever, like where there is gravity, or is the whole thing you're just
No,
floating around the whole
the
time?
whole thing you're floating the
Okay.
whole time. Yeah,
Okay, for
because
some
like
reason I thought,
apparently their beds, I think, if I remember correctly, are like upside down or something.
like,
So that when
vampire
they lay
beds?
down, yeah, kind of, it's weird. Like all of that setup, even their like exercise machines are like pulleys and poles and stuff, so that
Okay.
they can work their muscles. Because yeah, you don't, if not, like you can't work your muscles in space. But they have like severe atrophy in space after a while because yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what kind of positions you'd make that work with. Because the thing is, like, you'd be constantly like pushing
Just
the
like,
other person away from you, like, yeah,
right.
oh no, like, yeah,
It'd be like
yeah.
that scene in Willy Wonka with the fizzy lifting drinks. They're like up against the ceiling, like, oh god, this is so hot, babe.
Oh
Yep.
man, that's so great. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. That's so fascinating. Yeah. I mean, I really need to stop because the next
Do
the
you?
next article suggested to me was we need to talk about gay sex in space.
That
So
sounds like something we definitely need to talk about. This sounds like a serious problem we should address. What is
yeah. I gotta I don't know if I should read this article or not.
maybe
They're
you peruse it and see if it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna peruse this one and see if I can talk about this one at all. But yeah, that was another one that they were like, hey, listen, okay, cool about the getting pregnant thing, but what about the gays?
Gays
they-
in space. That sounds like a B movie from the 60s or something.
It really does.